Ladies and gents, hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Space. So guys, in today's video we are going to cover Pepe, its recent price action. Of course, we are going to cover Pepe holders, and we are going to cover a couple of interesting charts for BTC and for altcoins as well. So ladies and gents, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. But now guys, let's hop into Pepe itself. And referring to that inverse head and shoulder pattern, I do believe that this is going to actually play out. Let's actually see what is going on, right? So on a 2-hourly time frame, we are experiencing that bullish cross on stochastic RSI, so it looks like we could potentially see another pump towards the upside on a 2-hourly time frame. However, if I'm going to actually switch this to the 4-hourly time frame, as you guys can see, we technically could experience more a pullback in here, proper reset, and then potentially, proper pump, next pump for a Pepe, right? But that's still obviously 4-hourly time frame, which means that this is still going to technically play out today. Now let's actually have a look at the daily. So if it comes to the daily, guys, do you remember when I was telling you that Pepe is in that dangerous zone that is pretty much kind of like, dangerous to hold it here? Well, depending on the plan, because Pepe might gonna reset, and it's actually resetting. Well, obviously now it's too late to sell, right? Well, just in case if you guys are wondering, because I do believe that we are going to experience that cross on the daily soon, and then Pepe is going to, surprise many people again. And now guys, I'll be completely honest with you, I have sold my Pepe because obviously that reached my profit taken area, and now only because I sold doesn't necessarily mean that you should sell, right? And now it all depends on your plan, because as I was mentioning, I do have two possible targets for Pepe. So the first one was this one over here. Obviously we have reached, quite close to it, so obviously it's not going to be perfect ever, I believe, so I allowed myself to withdraw that money. Nevertheless, I still believe that Pepe is actually going to reach those levels. It's very difficult to say when exactly, but I do believe it will. So I will still gonna keep you updated in terms of Pepe, because only because I sold doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to enter Pepe again. It depends on what kind of opportunity the chart is going to, the Pepe's price action is going to allow me to enter again. Nevertheless, I'm going to continue updates on Pepe. And now guys, looking at the weekly time frame, I do remind everybody that Pepe is, going sideways now. Obviously that's also caused due to the fact that Bitcoin is going sideways. Nevertheless, I do believe that we are going to see, next pump for Pepe, that is going to reach higher levels on stochastic RSI. Of course, I could be wrong, but this is what's brewing. And why do I think that's happening? And that's of course because of the holders, right? So guys, the last time we had update, that was on the 31st of May. We're sitting at 236k 768 holders, and as of today we are sitting at 237k 725. That gives us 957 new holders for Pepe. So guys, people are accumulating Pepe, and well, it could be technically sad that actually meme coins are, pumping much harder than projects that are actually having some utility, but this is what it is, guys, right? So we do have to take an advantage of that. And anyways, let's have a look at the market quickly. So on the daily, as you guys can see, NOT is a daily winner. I have no clue what NOT is. That's the thing, it's so difficult to find, winner. You cannot really catch them all, just like with Pokemons. But anyways, Brett is a winner, 20% up. And now guys, let's actually come back to Brett and let's see what's going on with Brett, right? Because I was mentioning that I'm going to update you on Brett as well. So I do have my potential target in that area over here for Brett, and well, it looks like it's playing out. So we are going to see if it's going to actually, reach these levels. There will be another 13% pump, but I got into Brett over here, right? So well, that's something that I haven't really showed you on the channel. Nevertheless, I'm already up quite significantly, guys. So please don't jump into Brett now. I would say, just wait for opportunity, just wait for pullback, because there is no point, in my opinion, to jump into the project right now. Anyways, on the 4-hourly time frame, guys, stochastic RSI is showing us that Brett actually might gonna, reset, just like it did over here, technically. And on the top of that, let's actually have a look at the daily time frame to see the full picture. You see, the problem is with the daily time frame is that we don't really have enough of data if it comes to stochastic RSI. Nevertheless, I do believe that Brett is actually going to surprise many people, this cycle. And now guys, potentially a new project that might surprise many people, you know, in this cycle, I believe that project belongs to Mr. Thomas Krallo, so big shout out. I respect the dude, that's why I'm showing that. I'm not affiliated with him by any means, I just like him, I just like the project, I like what he's doing, that's why I'm showing you that, guys. I've already collected his badges, etc., and this is my referral link, and if you are interested into, you know, participating in that new project, I would highly suggest that you guys check it out. All right, so I'm going to include that link in the description down below. And now shout out to trader Darren Grace. That is a 3 daily chart for BTC. Are you ready for the next Bitcoin pump? Price actions are there. BTC has been copying the last consolidation breakout, flag and pump. The move is a pump. So first of all, guys, do you remember the run in last year, the last quarter of the previous year, right? We had a huge pump. Nevertheless, after that we had some pullback, right? After that pullback, BTC printed that bullish flag, and after the bullish flag we had pump, and now exactly the same pattern is playing out actually, right? So we had the breakout, right, and out of the breakout we do have a bullish flag, and now the question is, are we going to see the pump that is going to lead BTC to 100k? And now weekly chart for BTC. So shout out to El Crypto Prof. BTC is above the super gappy and above its previous all-time high, and it was in 2013, 2017 and 2020 before going parabolic for the following months. The most exciting months of the whole cycle are coming up. Don't mess it up. So guys, let's have a look at 2011. That's pretty much the time when BTC started. Nevertheless, that was the first, well, second halvening over here, all-time highs, right? And when we were dancing around all previous all-time highs for BTC, after that we saw the parabola, just like in 2017 as well. And now we've got 2021, right? We are basically, you know, dancing around these previous all-time highs in 2021. So I do believe that this pattern is going to play out. Well, it played out in the previous runs, and I do believe that this is going to be the same case for this cycle. And now this is a monthly chart for BTC. It might have escaped some people's notice, but Bitcoin made a perfect monthly close above its all-time high. It was just a fake out, and it's still in the parabola. If only people knew that the best part of the bull run is yet to come. Yes guys, exactly, and this is something that I do think as well. So let's have a look, right? The bottom in 2015, right? We have reached the bottom obviously, and then as you guys can see in that yellow bubble, you know, this was the exciting time, basically that continuation of that parabola after that pullback in that yellow bubble, right? So just like in 2019, right, we got our bottom, right, and over here guys we got the same scenario, right, and the bull cycle. And now if we are going to pretty much do roughly the same thing as we did in the previous run, we are going to see Bitcoin around 240k this cycle. And now the Scalping Pro has pretty much very similar targets for a parabola and for the peak this cycle for BTC. So guys, parabola haven't been intact and we haven't dipped below that parabola. We have just paused for a while. Nevertheless, I believe that the continuation is going to resume sooner rather than later. And now let's have a look at altcoins. So the final chop before it goes vertical, guys. So let's have a look at the chop. So the previous chop was over here, right? After we have fully exited that, you know, wake of accumulation, bear cycle, whatever, and after that we saw huge vertical candles in altcoins. So just like in this cycle, we had our, you know, accumulation phase, the chop, right, the chop that we saw previously, and now we are entering that vertical zone for altcoins. So guys, things are going to get very, very juicy. And now guys, altcoins market cap recently broke out of a massive wake of accumulation pattern. The sideways price action looks like consolidation before another leg up. So guys, we have fully entered that phase E at the moment, of course, in which we are experiencing that pullback, but of course we know that each single pullback doesn't last forever. So guys, patience, I believe, is going to be rewarded in this cycle. And now, shout out to Titan of Crypto. Bitcoin bullish monthly candle close. As I told you, the month following halvening was always been a bullish month for BTC. And yes, this cycle is no different. Exciting months ahead. So guys, this is actually very bullish because we have closed above that level of, well, previous resistance and now current support. So that is very bullish. Of course, you know, huge moves are not going to happen, you know, within few hours and few days, but I do hope that you guys get the picture. And now, according to Mr. Francois, things are going just like in the clock, right? And if you are actually going to look at this chart, things are actually looking like in a clock. Every single time, 500 days after the halvening, we are experiencing a peak for a BTC. So the question is, are we going to experience the peak 500 days after? I will leave you with that thought, and that's it for today, ladies and gents. Thank you very much, and I wish you have a great weekend. Peace and love, crypto.